Welcome back, everybody. It's your pal Orange Eye here with Mara J. Jade Shadow. How you doing?
Pretty good. Got the movie watched in plenty of time, so
Nice. And we are here discussing the first singles of the Nick Cage New Year, Con Air. Love this movie. She also loves this movie. Everybody in the chat
yeah.
loves this movie. And yeah, we are going to be discussing this movie, giving a little trivia, having a little fun, and well, not too much fun. I mean, it is a con movie. But yep. So while I say hello to the chat, let everybody know where they can find you, Mara.
We can find me at my YouTube channel. I've been primarily focused on streams in the short run, but we'll be getting back to making videos most likely when more definitive news breaks about Rings of Power, since I'll be ripping season 2 to shreds when that finally drops. And my kick, Jade Shadow, also, where I play a variety of games. I've been getting back into playing Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy, as I call it. I don't consider anything past Mass Effect 3. Halo, and other like types of games like first-person shooter and RPG and so forth as well. I also try to stream on Twitch when I
Nice.
can. But I don't stream on Twitch as often anymore because I'm not happy with what they're doing. But I still try to maintain that as much as possible, just a little bit during the month.
Yeah. And yes, Gigawatt, this is one of the best lines in the movie. It's not the one that came before. It's not the first one before that. It's the last time he said it. Why couldn't you why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the first two are great, but it's the last one because he killed the dude.
So all I had to do was put the
And,
bunny back in the box.
yeah. And oh my god, man, they had such a great cast for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Shinland, who plays Billy Bedlam,
Yeah.
John Malkovich, Ving Rhames, freaking Nick Cage, obviously, John Cusack, and a few other, or Dave Chappelle, who everybody hates right now except for us.
Yeah.
So, fun fact about Con Air, kicking this one off. Inspiration for Con Air is somewhat based on true events, based on the Justice Prisoner and Alien Transportation System, or JPATS, founded in 1995, so a couple of years before this was made, or a year before this was made, used to transfer detainees that were considered too dangerous for regular travel. Even in real life, it was called Con Air. And so let's pull up the film so we can actually have a little bit. And I will not be able to catch the chat. So this will be the last one I highlight for a bit because I am going to go through the timestamp on the thingy here. So hello to everybody. Thank you for stopping in. Hello to Dabian. Good to see you, man. Yep. Yes. That, or believe it or not, that song was also changed because it wasn't changed. However, it was sang by a different artist, Trisha Yearwood, instead of the original Leanne Rimes, due to Leanne Rimes being 14 years old and this song being, or this movie being about hardened cons.
Yeah.
So Trisha Yearwood's version was made specifically because this movie wanted that song in it. So we got the Rangers and the end of tour, so to speak, for Cameron Poe and his fellow Rangers. Well, I don't want to do that, but yes. He is basically ending his military career, I think. Basically, the way that wrote it. And he wants to basically go and have a nice night with his wife. And let's get that off. And she turned out that she's pregnant. And Monica Potter, gotta say, she was peak beauty back in the 90s, folks. But of course, all good things often come with a little bit of hardship. And we get this drunken brawl outside after he just wants to take his wife home.
Yeah, between well,
These
the
three.
drunk and his friends, but that like drunk in the middle is yeah, like you find out he's a regular, and
Mm-hmm.
he pretty much doesn't care that she's married. It's like he
Yeah.
wants to screw her.
Yeah. He wants a good time, but she's married. She's told him off no several times.
Hmm.
And he starts a little bit of shit with Cameron, and Cameron's like, or starts to move a little bit toward him, but she holds him back and it's like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And well, turns out that things go exceptionally wrong right here when he ends up killing the guy in self-defense.
Hmm. And he's forced to take
So
a manslaughter plea. I would say argue primarily because there's no way for him to prove a knife was drawn on him, which is why he did it.
yeah,
Because
they
one of
actually
the
show
guys
that
took
the
the knife.
knife.
Yeah, it's taken.
Yeah, yep, they show that they took the knife. And he
Yeah.
says at first, I will not plead guilty. Well, you could get 10 years. Admit the facts, you get 4.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, except that the judge, yeah, with your military skills, you're a deadly weapon and are not subject to the same laws as other people that are provoked. And it is, I mean, that alone is a cop out right there. You're saying that just because he is extremely skilled, he is not able to defend himself. I mean, yes, he used lethal force, and it's absolutely hey, rough girl, good to see you. It sucks that the guy or that the judge actually remands him to 7 to 10 years, and then you see his wife basically realize, oh my god, my husband's going to prison for
Yeah.
basically 10 years.
I mean, like, what state is this supposed to be in? I mean, my mom would know better, being an
Yeah.
attorney, if judges are able to do that. But like, it varies state by state. So that seems to be like an overstepping of.
I'm
Let's put
guessing
it this
it's a
way.
southern state,
Yeah,
probably Louisiana.
yeah. I'd say like I don't necessarily want to say that he was still overstepping his authority, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, he like his reasoning was incredibly suspect. I'm looking at
Yeah.
them, listening to this, going, so, what if like a cop was defending himself, killed someone in self-defense? Pretty much, he's also could be considered a deadly weapon because they're trained to fight as well. So you're gonna remand him for that same period of time, or what? It just
Yeah.
that just didn't sit well with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
And honestly, it was a huge cop out because it's like this, or he defends his wife, drunken brawl. You don't know what this guy, or you don't know what's going to happen to his wife if he gets killed.
yeah,
So it's like, I'm sorry, but this man was a threat to my wife and unborn child.
yeah,
It was not my intent to kill him, but this man also pulled a knife on me.
yes,
And unfortunately, my wife went to get bail. So, yeah, no knife was found because one of the other guys grabbed it. And I like this scene of the passage of time in jail where he writes to his wife. Now, this is one bit here where, folks, as a person, going to get a little personal here. I was incarcerated, not in prison, mind you, but in jail where it's not as extreme. However, some of this stuff does happen in jails. And when you hear or when you see a prisoner or an inmate talking shit and whatnot, best thing to do, get the hell away from your door. Because when you see this guy or you see this sequence here where you see the riot going on, well, let's put it down here. See how he does that? He knows he's about to hear a gunshot because there was a riot prisoners loose.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely they're going to shoot because these are hardened criminals and they are willing to kill. So yes, Alabama. Okay, thank you, Commonplace and
what state it was in. Like I said, different different laws for different states. It's just like, but it still said it didn't sit right with how the judge handled it.
Yep.
Especially if it was a plea deal. I mean, I know judges can alter it, but yes. I'm like, it just didn't sit right with me. So
yeah. So we then get that he's writing to his wife, and he meets Baby-O, and he then gets letters from his daughter, who he writes back. It's really good, feel-good areas. I mean, when you are, folks, again, personal, when you are in jail, letters can literally save your life because they keep you grounded. They keep you giving you a small yet important purpose inside or when you are in jail and incarcerated, because, well, there's not much to do out there or inside except for stay fit, eat, and just let the day go on and find something to do. Writing is a good way to pass the time. Also, the newspaper puzzles are always good too. So he's now getting paroled, and there's Baby-O, and he's getting her a bunny rabbit. So then we get to the main issue of the movie, which is getting ready for the plane. And we are also introduced to freaking Agent Malloy of the DEA, John Cusack, who, fun fact, hated this movie. So another fun piece here, casting possibilities included Gary Oldman as Cyrus the Virus, along with Mickey Rourke and Willem Dafoe. So can you imagine any one of them playing Cyrus?
Of those three, I could imagine probably Gary Oldman, just based on the character. I could picture Gary Oldman in that role. However, while I could picture Gary Oldman, I think John Malkovich was I would argue, the better choice for the role.
Yeah. Choices for Vince Larkin were Charlie Sheen and RDJ.
So Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think I could really see either one of them. I like RDJ, but I don't know. There's something about this character that I feel, again, like John Cusack, as big of a fucking moron as he is in real life, was the right casting choice for Larkin.
Yep.
Because this is the character that you're supposed to look at, and he's not supposed to come off as like as badass as he becomes later on in the movie. Like he's smart mouthing Malloy, like when you first meet him, essentially. Like he's being a little bit of an ass, which I'm not saying it's like a negative. I love his lines, because I would be the same way with Malloy. When he's acting like the thesaurus. He's very garrulous, loquacious, verbose, chatty. Like he's like through. It's exactly how I would be, and I feel like John Cusack plays that. Like I don't see maybe slightly RDJ, but no, John Cusack is better.
Yeah, and for Cameron Poe, options were Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis, and Keanu Reeves.
Okay, I love Keanu Reeves. He cannot act. He'd be on the same level as Nick Cage as far as acting abilities in this movie. You said Johnny Depp, Charlie Sheen, and who else?
Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis. Or Cameron Poe.
For Cameron Poe.
Yeah. I honestly can't see any of them.
I'm trying to picture them, and I don't know. I
mean,
just
my
I can't picture them in this role.
yeah, my mind's literally not translating it. It's like, nope, sorry.
I mean, they're good actors. Like overall, they're good actors. And I know Tom Cruise has done action. He would have been able to do this movie. Same with Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp to an extent. But at the same time, it's like again, there's like a certain strange quality that Nick Cage has with this role that I just can't picture anyone else doing right now.
Yeah. So then we get to the Doris boy. So we learned that this guy is going on the plane undercover to basically talk up one of the drug lords.
Yeah.
And they want him to bring a gun on, and it's like, absolutely not. We got a small armory in the belly and a pistol in the lockbox. That's it. No weapon of any kind on the aircraft, period. And he's like, my man is not going on without his gun. Then your man doesn't get on the freaking plane.
Which is like, I mean, I'm talking about when I say his, I'm talking about John Cusack. Like his playing his rules, essentially. But we know Malloy's, well, as described by the other U.S. Marshal, I can't remember the character's name, he's a piece of work. And that's an understatement.
Yeah. And yes, in the pen, eye contact is a sign of aggression. It is basically like, don't look at me. You have no reason to look at me. So yeah, keep your freaking eyes down if you don't want shit started.
Yeah.
So, Billy Bedlin, the mass murderer, his wife was cheating on him, so he went 4 towns over and killed his entire wife's family.
Yeah. It's bad enough that he killed the family, but I want to fry him for killing the dog.
Yeah. Killed her parents, her brothers, her sisters, even her dog.
Yeah, so I want to fry him just for that. Just for that. And the only other movie I remember seeing Nick Chinlund in, at least right off the top of my memory, is the TV movie, well, 2-part, I think it's 2 parts, yeah, but Rough Riders. From the same year, roughly, 1997.
Yeah.
With Tom Berenger as Teddy Roosevelt. Decent TV series, like TV movies, 2-parter. Yeah. And he was in it. He was oh god, what historical figure did he play? He was with George Hamilton's character. George Hamilton was it'll come to me, but he was the artist.
Yeah. And then movies I know him from, Nick Chinlund, are the Riddick movie, Chronicles of Riddick, where he played one of the bounty hunters. He also was in Training Day as one of the bent cops.
Yeah.
He was also in Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was one of the freaking, what's it called? Foil gun shooters or snipers. So then we got Ving Rhames playing Diamond Dog. Or basically, he's a black supremacist.
Yeah.
And he blew up the NRA or an NRA base, saying they represented the basest negativity of the white race. And he wrote a book that they're talking to Denzel about for the movie.
Yeah, I got a kick out of that line.
I'm guessing that they actually wanted Denzel in this movie, but oh well.
Well, Denzel proved in Training Day that he could play a character much like how Ving Rhames played Diamond Dog.
Oh yeah, very much.
So, but I think at the time, people could only really see Denzel Washington as like a good guy.
Yeah. And fun thing is, folks, the NAACP went after Denzel for his portrayal in Training Day. Small little fun fact there. And he basically told them, I'm not here to be a role model for anyone, except for the fact that if you believe, or if you want to be an actor, be one with range and not stereotype, you know.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke actually told a magazine outlet about that. I covered that in, I believe, one of my last mystery reviews. But then we get John Malkovich here, Cyrus Grissom, a.k.a. Cyrus the Virus. Murder, extortion, robbery. He bettered himself inside, earned 2 degrees, including his Juris Doctor. And he killed 11 fellow inmates, incited 3 riots, and escaped twice. Yeah, bettered himself my ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I think he's like saying it sarcastically. Oh, like he did get his, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, but he also like, you know, he also did this. So
Yeah, and I like this thing. Lift your tongue, and he does the whole twitch the tongue.
yeah.
Cyrus is a poster child for the criminally insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get the normal boys, like Pinball,
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, who has a secret.
Mm-hmm.
And we get this shot here. The shot that all the women love. Cameron Parolee hitching a ride home. He's a nobody. Yeah, except for when it counts.
Yeah.
And here's another important part. Nobody on our plane knows your classification, not even my guards. That way, there's a level of authenticity.
It would be more described as, at least from what I know, so like you know, being in the military and the federal level, plausible deniability.
Yep. You get caught, they deny your existence.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, the bunny was Nick Cage's idea.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
To symbolize Poe's pain and heartache from being kept away from his daughter. So, yeah. That worked.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we get onto the plane, and they sneak a gun on him. So before they get on the plane.
So I don't know how they train the DEA boys, but I'm like, this guy did not have a cool head in a crisis.
No, he did not. So yeah, just so y'all know, he's pulling a staple out of his hand. Him and Diamond Dog both had staples in their in the meat of their hand, folks.
Yeah.
So right about there or there.
Yeah, I can't.
And they just use their nail to get around the tip and just pull it out. Yeah. Folks, that grossed the hell out of me too.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Yeah. Our T-Bone here, or Pinball here, had a silica wrap in down his throat and a string to pull out some fuel and a match. How he got the fuel? There's a funny little thing, folks. Let apple juice ferment for months and you get alcohol. So yeah. It's called Jailhouse Hooch. So that's how he got that. You were going to say something, Mar?
No, I'm just like, that's interesting. All right.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I can tell you some tricks, folks. Not that I committed them, but I know some of the tricks. So he sets his arm on fire, man, and they lose the plane, or they get the plane, or the convicts get the plane, because he lights them on fire, and so he goes after the levers to free Cyrus and Diamond Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, then they get the plane, and, well, Johnny 23 is, he wants a piece of the female guard.
Because he's a rapist, and so he's called Johnny 23 for the least number of women he was convicted of.
Mm-hmm.
Violating.
Yeah.
Violating. And I just love Cyrus's line, like when Cameron stops Johnny,
mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Yeah, like this right here. Like you're like, keep in mind when you look at her, because if your dick jumps out of your pants, you jump out of this plane." Like.
Yep. And Danny Trejo, folks, this was back when he was lesser known. Funny thing about Danny Trejo, he's been on the inside as well. And he is a true example of reformed.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was on the inside, he did some shit, he got out, completely turned his life around, became an actor. Now he's also a restaurant owner.
Mm-hmm.
Trejo's Tacos.
Yeah.
Good shit, too. But, yeah. I love... He's like, do you know what I am? Ugly all day.
Yeah, no, I love that line. Like, there's some like good lines, and it's like, you know what I am? Like, ugly all day.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like, oh, shit. So, well, then he gets loose because he was dressed as a con, and he ends up getting shot. But I love this. When you're choosing a human shield, you're better off not picking a 2-bit Negro crackhead.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, shut up. So, yep.
Especially like I said, I don't know how they train the DEA guys, but like he jumps up immediately and thinks like he's going to at all sway convicts by holding one hostage. I'm like, they're convicts.
You're on a plane full of convicts and you announced yourself as a cop. Dude.
Yeah. Full of convicts. You announce yourself that you're law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
And you're holding another convict hostage, thinking convicts are going to care that you're holding another convict hostage.
Yeah. It's like, really? There is no loyalty in this plane right now.
There's none.
I mean, except for Cameron, who's actually trying to talk this dude down.
Yeah.
He's like, you're in a situation you can't control, right?
Yeah,
well, yeah, he ends up dying. And, well, Poe or Cyrus misconstrued the intentions of Poe. Thankfully, a good thing, too. He's like, nice work, Poe. Truly nice work. Well, not only did you not save this dude's life, you just went up and made friends with Cyrus the damn virus.
Yeah, no, I love that.
I mean, Mikel Williamson he's a good actor. Have you ever seen the Species movies?
Years ago. I don't think I've seen really all of them, or at least not all straight through, but definitely, yeah, I've seen.
He's in the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And he is involved with the aliens a little bit, and so he has to fight some of the aliens. So he grabs a machete. He's like, "See this? I'm about to go to Africa on somebody's ass." And it's like, oh shit, dude. He's also in CSI New York. Played a politician, police chief, so to speak.
I know I watched CSI New York, but I have to go back and watch it because I don't remember his character necessarily. So
I liked CSI New York. I mean, I absolutely loved it. I wish they had continued it, but
I preferred that over the original CSI. I don't know.
Same here. However, I like the earlier seasons with Grissom in the CSI.
Yeah, CSI early seasons were good, and then they kind of got and then CSI New York came out, and I was like, okay, I prefer this one. So
yep.
And CSI was where I first learned about furries. I was like, this cannot be real. And I looked it up. Holy fuck, it is.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people make fun of them, because, well, yeah, when it started, it was a sexual thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It was very much a sexual thing, and I was like, this shit cannot be real. This cannot be real. Yep. And I was like, dear God, it is. And then I looked further into it, it's like, dear God, they love my city. Get out of here. Because they'll hold conventions. I'm like, oh my God.
So while they're discussing that they need to get some people off the plane for the numbers in Carson City, 6 off, 10 on, they're also doing cell searches. When you are released from a prison or you are taken out of jail, folks, they search your cell. Any violations, they bill your ass. So if Cyrus was getting out and they learned that he had violated his cell, like trying to do escape plans and shit, well, yeah, he would get extra added time to his sentences. Any escape or good example, when I was incarcerated, any attempt at escape, even touching the guard's desk, merely touching it, you get 7 years added to your time. So imagine that. So Poe wanted to get off. He's not going to get off now because they're bagging them and gagging them. Unless you are rocked with a sudden impulse to squeal like a pig. So, well, now Poe wants to stay on. If I thought I blew my one shot at a naked party freak.
Because originally he and his I say his friend,
Baby,
but like
his friend.
yeah,
it is his friend.
We're going to get off, but then like Cyrus is like, no, like expecting 6 white guys, so like you can't do that. And then when Poe realized they were going to bind and gag them so they can't talk, because he was going to like squeal
to high heaven.
Yeah, he's going to scream to high heaven.
He was going to alert him.
He's like, I can't do it. So
yep. Now, so they decide to grab a guard instead, and they're gagging everybody on the bus ride to the pen. It'll be hours before they realize what happened, and by then you'll be dead. Now he's talking to his friend Baby-O because Baby-O is a diabetic.
Yeah.
And he's also thinking about the female guard because, well, there's a violator on board. And he's like, well, or she's like, well, think of your little girl. And what would my girl think of me if I left you here to get dishonored and die? So he's like, you're not that guy anymore. You're a convict. You got to stop acting like a ranger, you know? Now, also, the guard took his daughter's picture away from him. Told you I'd be getting this back. He's like, fuck you, trailer trash. Hey, my mama lives in a trailer.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you dare say that again. Believe me, folks.
I don't believe that. I just saved your damn ass, pretty much.
Yeah. He's like, now put these on. I just saved your life.
Yeah.
So we get to Carson City, and we get some new faces, like MC Gainey here. Great actor.
Swamp Thing. I love his comic name is Swamp Thing. I don't want to know how he got that name.
Probably because he was picked up in Florida. White trash, so to speak.
Maybe, I don't know. Or I was thinking something probably worse dealing with swamp, but at the same time, I don't want to know. But his name is Swamp Thing. Yeah. And he knows how to fly a plane.
Yep. And this guy here is basically in every movie of the 90s as some sort of character, because he's also in The Rock, this one, Mr. Baldy here. And it's like, dude, really? He fights Sean Connery in The Rock. And then we get let's see here. Yeah, we get a tranny, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, oh my God, they had to put him in, but it's strictly for the thing or comedy marks. So, a couple more things of trivia. How Do I Live was chosen to be used in the movie, but the version was Trisha Yearwood, as the original was from Leanne Rimes, considered too young to be singing a song that passionate. Con Air marked the ending of the relationship between Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. They worked on Beverly Hills Cops, Flashdance, and Top Gun. Simpson had no confidence in the film. Bruckheimer went solo with the production, and sadly, Simpson passed away shortly before the movie started official production. John Malkovich also didn't like the script rewrites, and John Cusack was not fond of the movie as well. He played in it. He hated it. Kind of like Pattinson. Yeah, Pattinson and Twilight. So, yeah.
Although
so they
this
just
movie's
found
better than
out.
Twilight. So,
Yeah. So while while the guards are, or while the cons are basically organizing the prisoner swap in Carson City, Larkin's finding out that, well, yeah, they're figuring out that there was an escape attempt already planned. And Swamp Thing swaps the battery from the transponder, orange and black. And he's like, so you're the Swamp Thing, right? That's right. You gonna fly the plane? That's right. And let's pause so we don't get hit. It's amazing the shit you white trash know. That's right.
yeah, I love that.
I mean, MC Gainey is is a freaking hilarious actor at times, man.
Yeah.
So then we get, they get one last. Oh yeah, we gotta show him coming out, man. Steve Buscemi.
Like, just Hannibal Lecter vibes. How they rolled him out.
Yeah. It's like, holy shit, dude. And I love Johnny 23 Trejo's response. He's like, what the fuck is that? That's Garland Green. I mean, the dude is, treated like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
The fuck is that? And so they let him in, and Poe knows about him. He's like, Marietta Mangler, skinny little man, butchered 30-some people. It's like, what? Up and down the eastern seaboard. I mean, Steve Buscemi playing a serial killer. He can pull it off. The dude is literally a certified genius in real life. And also, this is time that Dave Chappelle sees a woman. I love that. Yeah, I work for the Department of Directions.
Directions, yes.
Caught me slipping there.
Because he's putting the transponder on another plane, knowing
so they can't track.
They can't track the con plane.
Yep. So they're finding out that there's an escape attempt. Don't touch anything. Well, obviously, somehow Cyrus built a bomb in jail. And, well, yeah. And also, the DEA guy had a tape recorder, which Poe put on the cop that took his daughter's picture. So they find out they find the tape recorder on the guard because he's faked a seizure. And he also dropped and the tape recorder dropped out as well. So this guy has to stall the cons, and it's like, well, that's not going to work. Because now, they drop him, and it's like, you are not, or Jailbird 1, you are not clear for takeoff. Yeah, nobody on this aircraft gives a flying fuck.
Yeah. They get
Did you hear something? Yeah. Did you hear something that sounded like a goddamn plane? Now, this was the guy that was lit on fire by Pinball, Cochise. And I got to play it. It's me, Pinball. I'm sorry. Hey!
Yeah.
And he gets caught up in the wheel.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, shit, dude. So, then they figure out, or let's get to, I hate the fact that, or Mrs. Poe is alerted of the situation. And let's see here. Yeah. And they look over there. Hi, Garland.
I just love that. Like he's just like looking at them and goes, and like just the look on Nick Cage's face, like, hi, Garland.
Hi, Garland. And so he's bringing he's talking about, we got all these people here decorated, and this guy, Cameron Poe. Cameron Poe is parolee hitching a ride home, has a chance to get off the plane, doesn't do it. Why? Also, fact 2, Poe has a chance to get off the plane. Fact 3, our guard follows on, said a convict named Cameron Poe placed a tape recorder on him, and you got to do the math on this. You got an ally on the plane. So also, Malloy wanted attack choppers to shoot the plane down, so he calls them in. And it's like, oh my God, dude, seriously?
Yeah.
So now, let's see here. There is... All right, let's see here. Oh, yeah, he talks with Diamond Dog, and he's like, why would you be listening to a white man on an ego or on a power trip? Nah, but there's another part, the conversation between Vincent. There we go. Or Larkin and Virus. He's like, oh, Agent Malloy, I'm so sorry to hear about your associate. It's like, it's really sad to hear about a grown man pissing his pants. And it's like, hey, I don't like him, you know? And so they both lie to each other. And he's like, where are you taking my plane, Cyrus? We're going to Disneyland. You're lying, Cyrus. So aren't you, Vince?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, nothing makes me sadder than the agent lost his bladder in the airplane. It's like, oh, fuck, dude. So, yeah, they find Pinball. And let's see here.
And Poe, like, you know, like Cyrus, just like, you know, it's like kind of like to shut Poe up. You know, it's like this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is where we're landing. And then shuts the door on, so that way, so Poe takes advantage of using Pinball's body.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what happened to Pinball. He got caught up in the landing gear. He's dead weight.
Yeah.
I mean, it sort of looks like him. And so he writes the message and almost thinks he gets caught. So then he has to kick the... Oh, my God, man.
Yeah.
Pinball.
I love this.
Yeah. I get 10 feet from the car wash and bam, bird shit. It's supposed to be good luck. And I'm surprised it was that little bit of damage considering the dead weight and basically falling like a stone.
Mm-hmm.
But holy shit. Yeah, there's that too. A body just fell out of the sky. And now we get Billy Bedlam questioning Poe. And this was basically my my mindset while I was in. There was 160 cats on E block or D block, and I didn't want to know 159 of them, including you.
Mm-hmm, yeah, because
yeah, or North block.
He's like there's like something's not sitting right about like Poe. So he's like,
which included you. Now, what do you think about that? Now, the thing is, folks, while you're in there, it's better to know at least one person, you know, because shit will go down. And then we get the psychological study of Garland Green. Name your cliche. Happiness for that man hurts, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's so angry, moments of levity actually cause him pain, give him headaches. What's wrong with him? My guess would be a lot. Yeah. My first thought would be a lot. I love that, dude. Now, let's see here.
Yeah, so I could see Nick Chinland. I mean, if he were a bit younger, I'm not sure how old he is, but I could see him as Marcus Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Marcus Phoenix from what?
In the Gears of War video
War,
games. Yeah.
He's the one
I
with
could
the
see him as Marcus Phoenix.
yeah, he's the one with the do-rag, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see him. I think he might be a bit too old now. But yeah.
Yeah.
I could see him.
So Billy Bedlam went down into the hold to look at some of the personal shit, and he immediately sought out Poe's stuff. Well, he just found out that Poe isn't what he says he is, and yeah, you're a free man, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And well, yeah, put the bunny back in the box.
Mm-hmm.
I said, put the bunny back in the box. I love this. And it's the second that he disrespects the bunny. Well, there we go. And we learn the fight ends up the wrong way. And we get, why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? And then Garland Green notices, and he's like, wasn't my fault. Well, nobody plans murders. They're more of necessity and whatnot. And so he pisses off Poe and he's like, don't you talk to me, man. But he's like, one girl, I drove through 3 states wearing her head as a hat. It's my daughter's birthday today, so please feel free not to share any or everything with me.
Yeah. It's like one of those situations where it's like that the Garland Green is certifiably insane, but then he's right when he's like talking about is it insane working 50 hours a week for this many years of your life only to be told to piss off when you're no longer valuable to your job. So it's like you're a psychopath, but you're right.
Yeah, true. So, now they get to Lerner Airfield, and he wants to get his friend Baby O off the plane because he's going into diabetic shock, and he can't move him, so he has to go out and search for a needle because the insulin is or he has the insulin, there's just no needle to give it to him. And he has to stop Diamond Dog here from wasting the guards. So he's like, or he has to basically convince them not to do it. And he does. So it's like we go to plan B because we don't know Sandino very well, the drug lord that the DEA dude was supposed to be doing. And Garland Green goes for a walk. And this dude, or in the tranny, dress. And so, Garland Green, you think the worst is going to happen here, folks. This whole thing with Garland Green and the girl. And it's like, you think that this girl is going to end up dead. And I'm like, oh, dear God, this guy is going to freaking kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Vince Larkin's also at Lerner Airfield.
Because he had to swipe Malloy's car because he needed to get to Lerner fast.
Yeah, I love that. He's like, got a fast car, you could drive it.
Yeah. I love how he just pauses. He gets to his car, which is a piece of shit, pauses and looks at Malloy's car just for a bit. And
he's like, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Ass kicker, go.
I love that.
Now, there's this bit here with Garland Green. The way he grabs the doll says it all, man. It's like you think that he's going to waste this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out he doesn't kill the girl.
No.
She just talks with him. It's like, haven't your parents ever taught you not to talk to strangers? Holy shit.
Apparently not. But
Yeah. But I like it. She picks up on it. Are you sick? Sick? You look sick. I am sick. Do you take medicine? There is no medicine for what I have. Want to sing? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, oh my God, man.
Yeah, no.
The whole scene just made me very uncomfortable. What were you, I mean,
especially when he walked away with the doll, I was like, oh,
yes.
like that. Cause she gives him a Ken doll.
Yeah.
He's playing like Tea Party, and he's coming back to the plane, and he's holding the Ken doll. And I'm a psychology major, and I've always been fascinated with the minds of psychopaths, like Garland Green, serial killers, things like that. And I remember when I first saw the movie and I saw him walking with the doll, I'm like, that's a memento, pretty much, like what serial killers do. They keep something of the victim to remind them of whom they just killed. And that's what I thought the worst, pretty much. But no, he just had the doll. So
yeah. And in fact, it's a different kind of memento. He found a person who accepted him. Yeah. Psychologically speaking, that can be what's known as a paradigm shift in a psychopathic mind.
Yeah.
Where, yes, he still has the urges to commit murder. However, he will not touch a person that actually accepts him.
Yeah.
They may not know everything about him, but she actually did something that nobody else did.
Yeah.
Showed him kindness.
Yes.
So that's why the kid lived. Also because it's a movie and you don't want a psychopath killing a little kid.
Not really, not in this. Not in this. Especially when you have like the whole premise where Poe is trying to get back to his kid. Like you're not exactly going to see another kid get killed.
Yeah.
And this is the drug lord, and I guess the plan is that another plane was supposed to meet them and was going to fly them into Mexico, but the drug lord is going to
double cross.
Yeah, double cross and just take off.
Yep. And so, yeah, this bit here, man, is, I mean, this is shit that you would see in Mortal Kombat. That shot right there, where he just, it's like, no, and you see just the flames just engulf, and that was great shit. Sigh, Anara.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, during the whole time that these guys are all fighting, I'm trying to find the one scene. Because it's explosions. I know there's explosions and shit. So let's see here. Danny Trejo decided to, well, everybody's busy. Yeah, he's going to take advantage of Bishop being undefended. So let's see here. When you wake up, Bishop, I'm going to be Johnny 24. He's wrapping it up. And, yeah, he can't get anywhere because he's in diabetic shock. And, well, yeah, I love this. Don't treat women like that. So, yeah, they have to fight their way out. And let's see here. Fuck the tires are going for the pilot. I love that.
Yeah.
And we get Sweet Home Alabama playing on, let's see here. Yeah, because I want this scene. Define irony. Bunch of idiots dancing on a plane to a song made famous by a band that died in a plane crash.
A plane crash, yes. I love that.
Yep. And, well, yeah, Diamond Dog finds out the truth. And, well, yeah. It's like, oh, shit. He's kept his head down for a long time, and now, you know how they say making eye contact is a sign of aggression? Well, yeah. Is learned. And how do we flush a traitor? I don't know, but on the count of 3, I'm going to find out. Oh, he got better quick. I don't know about you, but do they recover that quickly from
I'd
diabetic
have
shock?
to look it up. I'd have to look it up from diabetic shock. I don't know.
Yep.
But we don't know how much time has passed, so it might not have been that like as
Guessing
quickly.
about yeah, I'm guessing about like 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah, so it could have been like at least he has relatively energy enough to stand up.
Yep.
So.
Oh, this is one of the best freaking lines in here too. Besides, put the bunny back in the box. Freaking. Let's see here. Yes. He's like, all I can think about is there is no God, that he don't exist. And he just basically has her put his hand covered thing. Where are you going? I'm going to show you God does exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he, oh God. Yeah. Let's show that again. Bullets just going around. He's just sitting there. As bullets are whizzing by him.
Yeah. Well, I love that.
Freeze, little bitch boy. Boom. Doesn't even fucking feel it.
Now, when you have adrenaline pumping, I can see that adrenaline pumping, you're not going to feel it.
Yeah.
So that is believable. That is believable to an extent that he would not feel it, even like getting shot in the arm.
Yep. So Malloy finally gets missile lock on him, and or Cameron finally takes the plane as well, and it's like, don't fire. But I love this.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Like he's instead of like getting ready to punch him, and it's like just bitch slaps him.
Yep. Yo, pow! So they convince it. So then we get the Las Vegas Strip. And they're getting ready to crash into the Las Vegas Strip. Now, the Sands Hotel is where they crash into. That was actually being demolished at the time, so it's a happy accident that they allowed it to be put in the film.
Hey, well, it works.
Yep. And freaking during the whole time, when they're getting ready to crash, you have Garland Green. He's got the whole world in his hands.
I love that. Because like basically, like ideally, they would have made it to this airstrip to land.
Yeah.
But Swamp Thing's like, we're out of gas. We're like shot to shit pretty much, and like there's like I see the strip. It's like he has to land. There's no they would not have made it to the airstrip.
Yeah, and so Swamp Thing's like, oh, this shit's beautiful. Cyrus wakes up after he gets knocked out by the guard. But I want to find the one thing, man. Oh, men in uniform, yeah. And so let's see here. Come on, where is it? Yep, right here. Danny Trejo got locked up or got handcuffed. So as the plane's crashing and whatnot, yeah, this one's dead. Better get him out of here. Oh yeah. Notice something?
Yeah.
Was left behind. But anyway, they're going after Cyrus, Diamond Dog, and Swamp Thing, and they manage to stop him. No, get out of here, you stupid thing. Now I want to get to the right spot here because all is well, and Cyrus ends up getting his head crushed. But we're on a short time frame here, folks, so we got to get close to wrapping it up.
So,
but I do want to find this bit here where he's like, I meant to get a haircut. I mean, when psychologically speaking, would you agree that this was or that this meeting kind of went accurately, where she's a little bit nervous before or when he first offers her the rabbit?
I'd say like it's very accurate because she's never met him. Whatever pictures I would imagine her mom has, he has short hair. So she's not used to seeing him as he is now with like the longish hair, being in prison. And like I go back to like, like she doesn't really know him. She only really knows him from the letters. So it's kind of like, it's one thing to talk to your incarcerated parent through letters. It's another thing entirely to meet him or her in person when they are finally released, especially if you have never seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's very much like a child would be shy initially. She wouldn't be running to him. I don't see her running to him, so this is very accurate.
Yeah, because it's like she knows that this is her daddy. Her mom basically confirmed it, and it's like she takes it and then she actually embraces him, and it's a nice moment here.
Yeah.
And this moment here where it's all well and good, and then we get the nice little bit. New shooter here. Does new shooter feel lucky? Well, does he? Yes, he does. Garland Green is loose again.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of Con Air. So I'm sorry we did skip some things, folks, but Mara is on a short time tonight. What are your overall thoughts of the movie? Favorite parts and whatnot?
Like overall thoughts, just I'd say it's if I had to pick a favorite of Nick Cage's movies, that's like it's, if not the top one, like it's definitely in the top 3 for me. Because I like there's something about this movie that holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
The one-liners are genuinely funny. Nick Cage, he's not a good actor, but you love him in this movie. John Malkovich, like an incredibly good actor overall, like plays a really good villain. Same with Steve Buscemi. Yeah. It's like glorious, man. It's just like that. The fact that he's rocking a semi mullet.
Oh yeah.
So
now, last bit of fun facts here, folks. Simon West is the director of this film, and he directed a music video that we all know very well, Rick Rolled.
Mm-hmm.
Never Gonna Give You Up. That music video was directed by the same man who did this video or this movie. So I'm thinking to myself, as bad as that music video was, and as annoying as that song is, he made a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. As for me, this movie has good writing, good or slightly uneven, decent pace, good acting. I like Nick Cage as an actor. I mean, the man, he is a very eccentric actor.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he also shows that he can be reserved as well, which he did a good job in this film. So for me, I would actually put this movie, objectively speaking, without bias, I would put this movie at about an 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good movie. It's a 90s adrenaline-packed film.
Yeah.
It kind of channels Michael Bay, but it's not Michael Bay. Subjectively, it's a 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So
I probably objectively put it about an 8 out of 10, but definitely subjectively like 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty much entertained from start to finish in this movie, especially when the plot actually really kicks off with him being paroled and the convicts getting to the plane.
Yep, because he's very emotive through his face, because you see that when they take over the plane, he's like, or he's trying to get out of his cuffs, because you see him twisting his wrist area, which nowadays cuffs are very much changed, folks. They have a solid metal thing with a little bit of bend. So you are basically your wrists are this close at all times. So Yeah, there is no way that you can turn your cuffs like this when you are in, or when you're cuffed anymore in jails. But anyway, folks, that is going to be our video. Mara does have to go. Is there anything you want to plug before you go?
Well, the only thing I would have to plug that would be like, coming up, because I'm not able to stream tomorrow, would be Talk Nerdy to Us, which should be Saturday, that I do with my nerdy home. And the normal time is 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturday evenings, unless anything changes where we have to move it to Sunday evening. So that's pretty much about it. And if I do a gaming stream Sunday, don't know what it would be, but we'll like see how I feel after playing D&D. But yeah, it's like Monday. Like if I don't stream Sunday, then then Monday would be the Mass Effect stream. I'm going through Mass Effect 3 right now, or I should, as I call it, Glitch Effect 3, because there's things I cannot finish in this game because there's a glitch that cannot be fixed for one of the side quests. So I'm forever have that as unfinished.
Alrighty. And as for me, I don't think I will be able to do Orange Hat Uncensored tomorrow night. We are finally getting our vehicle back, so I am back to picking up my stepbrother from work at night. So it's usually around the time the Orange Hat Uncensored goes on. However, I will try to find a time where I could do Orange Hat Uncensored. Next week, we are discussing The Rock and National Treasure 2 on Mara's channel on Wednesday. And the January 31st, we are doing a special singles with Nick Cage New Year's Face Off. So with all that, folks, thank you to everybody in the chat. Soul Assassin Trey, Gravy D, everybody who was in the chat. Y'all are freaking awesome, folks. And thank you for leaving likes and supporting the channel. This has been Orange Hat and Mara. Have a wonderful night, and always remember, stay humble.
Good night.